Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today I'm going to be doing a tag video that's really quite old. I did it, I think, for the first time maybe 4 years ago or 3 years ago on my channel, and that is the It's Finally Fall tag, as you know from the title. Today is September 22nd, the official first day of autumn here in the Northern Hemisphere, and I am so excited that it's finally here. I put out a few of my fall decorations today, and I'm ready to celebrate the season. Thankfully, this week here in Virginia, we've had gloriously fall-like weather. Much cooler, breezy, still sunny. The leaves are not quite changing yet, but there are little glimpses of leaves changing here and there, and I'm very excited. Yay for fall. I love all the fall things, including all the fall bookish things. So let's dive right into this good old tag. Number 1 is, in the fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. I have so many books I could have chosen for this prompt, but I decided to go with one that kind of feels a little bit like end of summer or beginning of fall, and that is The Dry by Jane Harper. This one takes place in Australia in, I don't know if you call it the outback, like it is so dry, literally. They had been in a drought, and the setting and the desperation of the people because of this drought and because of the dryness all around them and the lack of water, it definitely adds to the feeling of the story. This is a kind of a mystery, more mystery than thriller. We follow this man named Aaron Falk. He returns kind of to his hometown when his buddy from when he was younger dies. And then there's a mystery that's involved, a mystery from back when they were young. And it is so good. I definitely still need to read the sequel to this one, which is Force of Nature. But I really love Jane Harper's writing, and I love the crisp setting that feels like everything is about to burst into flames at any moment. So that's the one that I have chosen for setting. Number 2 says, nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but deals with a heavy topic such as loss or grief. And I chose for this one If You Don't Know the Words by Bianca Marais. And technically also her book If You Want to Make God Laugh could fit this category, but I'll just mention for now. I absolutely love Bianca Marai's writing. I have so many quotes that I pulled out while reading this because I thought the writing was so beautiful, but this does deal with some heavy topics for sure. We alternate perspectives between two women in apartheid South Africa. So we follow Beauty, who is a mother whose daughter is lost in the Soweto uprising. She travels to Johannesburg to try to track down her daughter and becomes a caregiver for Robin, who is a 10-year-old white girl who grew up learning a lot of racist thoughts from her parents. It's stunningly written and heartbreaking and so hard, deals with such tough topics, but also so beautiful at the same time. Absolutely love this book so much. Read Bianca Marais if you haven't already. Fantastic. Number 3 says, fall is back to school season. Name a book, a nonfiction book, where you learned something new. And I'm going to talk about The Road Back to You. I feel like I haven't talked about this very much lately. This is by Ian Morgan Cron and Suzanne Stabile. And this, for me, was my introduction to the Enneagram. And I absolutely love the Enneagram, and I had so much fun trying to discover what my number is. I'm a 9 with a strong 1 wing, by the way, for those of you who are Enneagram freaks like me. Not freaks, that's not the right word. But The Road Back to You is a fantastic place to start if you're interested in learning about the Enneagram. In this book, it kind of goes through each of the 9 different numbers and what they mean and what does each number look like in a healthy state and a not so healthy state. It's very accessibly written and so informative, and I flew through it and I had so much fun learning about all the different numbers. And I know you're not supposed to type other people, but of course I could see some of my friends and family in the different numbers right away. But I just thought that this was a really great introduction to the Enneagram and definitely taught me something new. So I highly recommend this one if you're at all interested in the Enneagram. Number 4 says, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people that we love. Name a fictional family or household or friend group that you would like to be a part of. I have quite a big family. I'm the oldest of 8 children, but when I was younger, up until I was 12, it was just me and my brother, and we did not get along very well. So when I read books like The Penderwicks and this sibling group who are so incredibly close and have their secret codes and sibling meetings and all the adventures that they get up to in this series. I just absolutely fell in love this year. I think I started last March, or like a year ago March, with this series. I have one left to read. We follow these sisters and then the baby brother and all of their mishaps and adventures and love for each other, and they're so much fun. This is definitely a family group that I missed out on a little bit when I was younger, because my brother and I did not get along, so we didn't have secret handshakes and all of that stuff like these guys did. So I really appreciate this family so much and love them. Number 5 says, the colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. This is always so fun because they're so pretty. So I have my little stack here of fall spines. I have, for some yellow in there, The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd, The Martian by Andy Weir, The Kitchen House by Kathleen Grissom, The Tea Girl of Hummingbird Lane by Lisa C., Men We Reaped by Jasmine Ward, and Love and Ruin by Paula McLean. Can you guess which two I haven't read yet? For those of you who followed me for a long time, I have not read this Lisa C. book, and I've not read Love and Ruin, but all the rest I have left and really liked. So there's some beautiful fall. Let me get it right up here. Fall spines. Number 6, fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein someone is telling a story. I chose for that Another Middle Grade, Where the Mountain Meets the Moon by Grace Lynn. This is a Newbery Honor book that I just read this past March for Middle Grade March. And while there's not one person telling a story all the way through, kind of like narrating the story, stories definitely play a part in this book. There's a young girl in a family. Her dad is constantly telling her tales about the man in the moon and how you can ask him a question and find out information. You get one question. So he tells her this tale and she goes off in search for the man in the moon because they're kind of down on their luck, and the mom is kind of always complaining and wishing things were different in their life. So the daughter, in hopes of making life better for her mom, goes in search for the man in the moon. On her journey, discovers a lot of other creatures and villages and stories that are told, and folklore that is told all the way through. So it's quite lovely. I think that this is kind of an not underrated, because it did receive a Newbery Honor, but I don't think that this one is talked about in middle grade circles enough. I want to read more from Grace Lynn. She has quite a few books. This is the first one that I've read from her, and I absolutely loved it. Number 7, The Nights Are Getting Darker. Share a dark, creepy read. I am not a fan of dark, creepy books. However, I'm just gonna talk about Daphne du Maurier because I've read 2 books by her, and they are so gothic feeling and atmospheric, and they have kind of that creepy vibe, that mysterious vibe, I should say. Maybe not creepy, but a very mysterious vibe where you're not quite sure what is going on, and the weather is blustery, and there's the big old house like Manderley and Rebecca, where this young girl marries quickly into Mr. De Winter, and the house is kind of haunted in a sense by his first wife, Rebecca. Very atmospheric, very gothic feeling, very perfect for fall. And then we have My Cousin Rachel, and in this one we follow these 2 cousins. One of them is not well, travels to somewhere to get better, gets married and dies, and his widow returns to their family home, and things are you just never quite sure if things are what they seem, if she is trustworthy, if the cousin is trustworthy. It's just wonderfully mysterious. So I feel like that's atmospheric and creepy enough for me. I definitely would like to read more from her. I have a couple on my shelves here. On the opposite side of things, we have number 8, which says, The Days Are Getting Colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold, rainy day. And I'm easily going to choose Sarah Addison Allen for that. I feel like all of her books are relatively short. I have 3 more on my shelves that I haven't read yet, but all of these could be read in a day or two or over a weekend, and they're lovely. Magical realism is not always my thing, I say, but I love Sarah Addison Allen's version of magical realism. I feel like her books are so charming. I've most recently this year read The Peach Keeper, but I also loved Garden Spells and The Girl Who Chased the Moon. These three are so good, and left on my shelves I have Lost Lake, First Frost, and The Sugar Queen. So I'm excited that I still have some of these for some fall rainy weekends coming up. So I will definitely be grabbing some more Sarah Addison Allen. She's lovely and charming. Her books are lovely and charming. Okay, number 9 says, fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you would like to return to soon. Before starting BookTube, I always said that my 2 favorite authors were Ted Dekker and Francine Rivers. I went through a phase where all I read was Christian fiction for quite a long time, and I've since branched out and I have quite a few other favorite authors now. But I would love to return to some Francine Rivers and reread the Mark of the Lion trilogy. They are A Voice in the Wind, An Echo in the Darkness, and As Sure as the Dawn. These are historical fiction set during Roman times and gladiators and all of that. And I absolutely love this series. I've read it twice or 3 times all the way through, but it's been probably 5 or 6 years or more since I've read it. So I'm definitely due for a reread. I've been talking to Katie from Life Between Words about possibly reading through this with her as a buddy read, and I'm really excited about that, and I hope that it happens soon. So yeah, this is definitely a series that I would like to reread, maybe this fall. Who knows? Number 10 is a non-bookish question, but it's fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. So I have a couple things here. I am a huge fan of wood wick candles. These have a wooden wick that crackles and sounds like a little fire, not just shows a pretty flame, but you can hear the sounds of it, so it adds a little bit extra ambiance when you burn it. This is my last one, and look, it's almost gone, and it's not a fall scent, it's snowy pine, which is really more of a winter scent, but I still burn it because I love the sound of the wood burning and crackling. I need to run to like TJ Maxx or Marshall's. Oh, it does smell so good. They have one, my first wood wick was called Fireside, which was perfect for fall. And I've also had an apple cider one that I loved as well. So I need to run to a store and pick up some more wood wick candles because it's really sad that this is my last one. Definitely a candle burning. Definitely some cozy socks or slippers. Definitely a glass of something warm. And in the fall, my preferred hot drink is warm apple cider, hot apple cider. And I've been trying to curate some fun mugs. I found this at a thrift store lately. Enjoy the little things, and I feel like it's pretty fall looking on the outside as well. I have a pretty boring mug collection, but it's getting much better. So I'm slowly trying to weed out some of my not so pretty mugs and have ones that just make me a little bit more happy. This is one of them. And of course, the final accessory when I'm reading is a blanket. I love soft blankets. I'm a very sensory person, so when I'm sitting and reading, I will just kind of like play and touch the blanket because I just love how it feels, and it makes me cozy and warm. So that is the final accessory and the final question. The last one says to spread some autumn appreciation and tag some people. I'm not going to really tag anyone specific because this tag is 4 or 5 or 6 years. It's really old. So if you are as excited about fall as I am, and it is finally fall, so you can officially do this tag, I tag you. If you're at all interested in doing this, you can blame it on me. Add it to your list of tags to do, and I hope that you enjoyed this. I would love to hear from you if you have any recommendations for the short, cozy kind of reads, heartwarming reads that can be read on a rainy day reads. Rainy Day Reads. Hi, Rainy. I just said your channel name. Any books that you could recommend that are also kind of heartwarming and cozy feeling and can be read pretty quickly, I would love to hear those recommendations down below because that's kind of the feel that I love to go for in the fall. I am going to try to read some thrillers in October and some creepier books, but I really prefer those cozy, heartwarming reads, and I'll need those to read in between the thrillers that I'm going to attempt to read. But that's it for me today. I hope that you enjoyed this fall tag. I would love to chat with you down in the comments about these books, about your recommendations, about anything else you want to chat about. You guys know I love talking with you down there. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Welcome to all of you who are new. If you're not aware, Kayla from Books and Lala talked about me in her video a couple days ago, and or yesterday even, and kind of blew me away. I had a little fangirl moment. So welcome to those of you who are new, and I look forward to getting to know you and talking books down in the comments, and I will be talking with you in another video very soon. Bye.